All right, grown-ups, it's just our time. I love the babies, but to help you, I gotta speak my mind. This segment's here to help you grow with book reviews, lessons, and things you'll be glad to know. If your little one's restless or looking to play, send them to my other playlist. The read-alouds there will brighten their day. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Behind the Book. Thank you for joining me on the Teacher Lady Show. I'm Miss Erica, the Teacher Lady, your fairy godparent when it comes to sharing joyful stories and growing young minds. Now, every single week on the Teacher Lady Show, we have a new topic. And this week's topic is all about girl empowerment. We want our young girls to feel strong and confident in who they are. And of course, we're using picture books to be able to teach them to do so, okay? So this week, our featured read aloud was actually one that I wrote and illustrated. It's called Strong Like a Girl, written and illustrated by me, Erica M. Burrell, the Teacher Lady. Hey! And this behind the book review is going to be as objective as possible, given that it is my work. But with all my reviews, I will be going over the glows, what I think I did well, the grows, what I think could have been done differently, who this book is for, how do you use this book as a resource to make sure you are raising strong girls, and more, all in this episode of Behind the Book, where we go beyond the pages to get to the heart of the story. Now, if you have not done so, be sure to check out the Read Aloud first on the Teacher Lady Reads playlist. That way you have some insight as we are going through this review. You ready? Let's grow. Summary in my own words. Rosa is a very active young girl who wants to try so many different things. And every time somebody fixes their mouth to tell her that she cannot do something, because she is a girl, she corrects them by giving a fun fact of history of another woman who has accomplished that exact thing. So overall, it is a reminder of how much women have contributed. It's a combination of a woman's history book. Also, it has a little, kind of strong personality character who is determined to prove people wrong. It's a fun, colorful story. And I think that it definitely brings home the message we want to convey to young girls, which is you truly can do it all. Let's keep growing. Take home message and target age group. So the take home message is truly that girls can do anything. We are not boxed into one category. We are not born to do one thing, to be a mom or to clean or nurture. Like those are part of some of our attributes. But overall, we get to do all sorts of great things, from being astronauts, scientists, politicians, on down. And I think that that is probably the most clear take home message in the book, is that you get to do the most. As a young girl, you get to do the most. As a young girl of color, you get to do the most. You get to think outside the box, and you get to truly chase after your heart's desires. Now, in terms of target age group, I would go 3 years old and up. I mean, it is a very clear, straightforward text. The pictures are very straightforward and clear, but so are the words. And with younger children, you want to make sure to have sometimes your text be bigger because they're learning how to read. So I would say 3, even up to 8 years old could really enjoy this book. You might want to go higher. It's just overall a reminder of how much women have contributed to our society, with some real history in between. Who this book is for. This book is for the girlies. This book is for all variations of girlies, even the non-binary folks. This book is for boys who need to understand that girls are capable. This is a good classroom book to have available. This is a good book that you want to bring up during things like Women's History Month, or if you're talking about things like the women's suffrage movement. it's just overall a really good resource and pretty diverse in terms of who could, utilize the book. But I think the children that feel the most seen in the story are young girls that are different. Maybe they're tomboyish. Maybe their interests vary from other girls. It's just a way to let them know that they are seen and that they can accomplish great things. Okay, let's get into the glows. One of the glows that I love about this book is the fact that it is a true story in so many ways. So the people who are featured in this book are actual people, right? They're actual scientists, actual politicians, actual CEOs, because I think that it's important for young girls to understand that other people have walked the path that they're interested in walking. So I love the fact that actual people are included. And I love the fact that in the back of the book, you get a little bit of paragraph about who that person is, right? So you see them throughout the story some, and then more added in the back, but you also get a tad bit about what they have accomplished, which I think is really special. I also really like the design of the book. It is more of a matter of fact book than a story. But I love the fact that every single page, she's kind of correcting misinformation with the history facts, because it is a bit of a woman's history book. And then my other glow is, I would say, definitely the colors and just how vibrant the book is. I learned how to illustrate in order to bring my books to life in a way in which I thought was going to represent the communities I was writing for well. And I love that. I love how colorful it is. I love how intentional it is. And then I would say my last glow would have to be the dedication, because before you even get to the, core of the book, when you open this up and you read it, which I'll read it to you, it says, dedication. This book is dedicated to every girl who does not yet know how powerful they are. I hope it will help you to see what you too can accomplish. You were born to do great things. Don't let anything stop you from that. I feel like that little personal message, it just feels good, It feels good to know that somebody is rooting for you. Feels good to know that you are powerful. And sometimes we just all need that reminder that we are capable of great things. Grows. I would say that my only grow for the book, I would say that there's two. One, it's a bit old school in the sense of like, every time Rosa is told she can't do something, she kind of responds in a sarcastic way and says, "Why, thank you." And so a boy will tell her, "You can't be a leader, you're a girl." And she'll correct it with this fun fact. And it's a little old school. I wouldn't say children speak in the same tongue like that today, but there is definitely still very real attitudes around discrimination of girls. I see working in schools how people's attitudes feel like girls should not do certain things. They shouldn't be included in certain games. They shouldn't be allowed on certain teams. And so the act is still very accurate. I think the language is a little bit dated, would probably be a grow. And then the pictures, like I love the pictures, but they're just so blank, like I would have loved to add maybe more in the background or even more on the podium. So, I feel like they're well illustrated. They're just blank, which I was just starting off. This is my second book. And at the time of this video, I have 9. But, I would just I would say is probably just my few grows. Overall, the message is definitely still accurate and relevant today. And the pictures are still vibrant. And I am very proud of myself. Discussion points to have with your child. I would definitely say this is a straightforward shooter, right? Like this is a book you can pick up, you can pause, you can ask a question about being a scientist or if what they're interested in. You can kind of explore if there's things that they thought that they could not do because they're a girl, because they're Mexican, because they're bigger bodied, because whatever, right? Whatever the reasons that we tell ourselves that we cannot accomplish something, you could bring those up in discussion and kind of use this book as a way to combat some of that. I think in a lot of ways, this book is confirmation that you really can do it all. And I love that. And I would bring that up in the discussion. Final thoughts. This is, one of my babies. I love this book. I feel like it can definitely help girls believe in their self. I feel like it definitely opens us up to what we can accomplish and do past the stereotypes that are put on us as women and girls. And I think that it's a good one to add to young girls' collection of books as a resource. Thank you so much for learning with me and for growing with me. Hopefully by now you know that I'm also an author and illustrator, so be sure to check out my work, this one included. Be sure to check out the other videos on girl empowerment this week in the playlist in the description box below. You can also find a link to this book there as well. And lastly, I want to let you know about the Empathy Library, which is a pay it forward initiative. You donate what you can. That money purchases books, and those books get given to children in need. But the really cool part about it is those children receive a library that reflects their identity. So check that out, and the website, all the things. Thank you so much for learning with me, for growing with me, and for being part of this book-loving community. Until next time, you remember to enjoy the moment or go be a joy in the moment. Bye.